In lesson 4, we're going to talk about equivalent forms of rational numbers. Your key idea says a rational number can be written as a fraction and as a terminating or repeating decimal. When we need to solve problems, equivalent forms of rational numbers can help. To figure out whether 1/7 or 9/11 is closer to 1/2, convert each fraction to its decimal equivalent and graph the numbers on a number line. So they took 1/7 as a decimal is 0.14 and 9/11 is 0.81. My halfway mark would be right here. So 0.8 is here, and 0.14 would be closer to 0.1. So they're saying 0.81 is closer to 0.5 on the number line. So 9/11 is closer to 1/2. So it's going to be easiest if you need to change these fractions to decimals, and then you're going to circle the pair that's closer to 1/2. And I have a box for you to put around which fraction is closer to 1/2, but I can also make a box for you to write down your decimal equivalent. So 1 divided by 4, that's going to be 0.25, and 3/5 is going to be 0.6. So you can also use the number line at the top to help you. So they want to know which one is closer to 1/2. Well, you can see 0.6 is right next to 0.5. So 3/5 is going to be closer to 1/2. And then you'll do the same thing on number 2. So 2 divided by 5 is 0.4. And 7/8 is 0.875. So now I have to take a look at my number line again. Well, 0.4 is also right next to 0.5. So I know that that one is going to be closer to 1/2. Number 3, 1/5. 1 divided by 5 is 0.2. And 5/6. So again, I'm just using my calculator, changing this from a fraction to a decimal. That's going to be 0.83 repeating. So 1/5 or 5/6, which one is going to be closer to 0.5? And that would be 1/5. Number 4, 1/4. That is 0.25, and 1/5 is 0.2. Well, that's going to be 0.20. I know that 0.25 is going to be closer to 0.5. I'll do one more. 2/5, so 2 divided by 5 is 0.4. And 2/3 is 0.6 repeating. So again, I have 2/5, which is 0.4, which is going to be right next to 0.5. But then I also have 0.6 repeating. Well, in your calculator, you'll see it looks like this. So that's why this one would not be closer to 0.5. Okay, on the table on this page, it wants us to do a couple of different things. It wants us to write a fraction, decimal, and percent for each test score. Then use the equivalent rational numbers to answer the following questions. So we have to fill out the table first, and then we'll answer the questions. So you see on Evan's Spanish quiz, there was 13 of 20 questions. So as a fraction, that would be 13 over 20. In their calculator, they took 13 divided by 20 and got 0.65, which is 65%. So to earn credit here, yes, you have to have the fraction, the decimal, and the percent. So 12 of 18 questions, that would be 12 over 18. As a decimal, that's going to be 0.6 repeating. And remember, 0.6 repeating can be rounded to 0.67. So as a percent, this is going to be 67%. 34 of 37 questions, so that would be 34 over 37. I'm going to take my numerator, divide it by the denominator. You get a big long fraction. We're going to round that. It's 0.918. Since my 8 is bigger than 5, this is going to equal 0.92. And that would be 92%. So you're going to go through, make them all fractions. That will be easy. And then you're going to take your fractions, turn them into decimals, and then you're going to turn that decimal into a percent. Now, when you're writing these decimals, I don't want that big whole long decimal. I just want two numbers after the decimal point. So I'll do the first one on Naomi, 15 divided by 19. And I get a big long decimal, and it's going to be 0.789. I'm going to round that up to 0.79, and that would be 79%. 16 divided by 19 is going to be 0.84, and that's going to be 84%. So once you have all of these filled out, we will answer these questions. So, for example, number 10, on which test did Evan receive a better score, Spanish or health, which we have Evan done. So Evan, his Spanish, he got a 65%, and his health, he got a 67%. So he received a better score on his health test. Let me finish Naomi here so we can answer a question about Naomi. So 32 divided by 40 is 0.8, which would be 80%. And so on number 11, it says, on which test did Naomi receive a better score, health or technology? So Naomi on health got an 84%. And on technology, she got an 80%. So she also received a better score in health. So then once you get Sherry filled out, you'll answer number 12 and number 13. On your practice page, on 1 through 6, you are going to circle the fraction that's closer to 1/2. So again, you have to take these fractions, turn them into decimals. So 1 divided by 8 is 0.125, and 4/5 is 0.8. And again, 1/2 as a decimal is 0.5. And I need to fix that because that looks like 2 zeros, and that needs to be 0.8. Okay, and that's what we're going, that's our middle, 0.5. So here, 0.8 is going to be closer than 0.125. So again, I'll put in a box for you to write your fractions out because it's better to see both fractions and then decide which one's closer to 1/2. At the bottom, we need to finish these charts by writing, and we have to do all three. We are going to write equivalent fractions as decimals and percents. So on the first one, Lucinda, we're going to have 17 over 20. There's my fraction. 17 divided by 20 is 0.85. There's my decimal. 85% would be my percent. So you have to have all three. So you're going to have a fraction, a decimal, and a percent. So for history, 15 over 18 as a decimal, it's going to be 0.83 repeating, so that would be 83%. So on number 7, it says, on which test did Lucinda receive a better score, history or English? So in English, she got an 85%, and history, she got an 83%. So she would have done better in English. So once you get the chart filled out, then you can answer the questions. You do not have to do number 10.